RAYNET-UK RAYNET. This is Golf 4, operated today by Greg, Golf Sierra Delta Uniform Bravo, serving as net control for the RAYNET-UK Weekly Activity Act. This net meets each Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time, and is open to all amateur radio operators interested in emergency. The primary purpose of the net is to provide an opportunity for members to test equipment, exchange traffic news, opinions and information, with additional information and announcements available on www.raynet-uk.net. This is a directed net, which means all calls are remote net control station unless you are instructed otherwise. Operators are invited and encouraged to check into the net. When you do check in, please announce your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your name, and if you wish to leave the net immediately, then please call in and out. Otherwise, if you want to leave after subsequent terms, then please make it clear you want to check. After I've heard a few check-ins, I'll repeat what I've heard. And if you're not acknowledged, then please do try again. I will call for any strays, that's people who missed their turn to call in, either or international settings. So, as usual, I'll start taking check-ins in call sign number order. So any stations with figure 8 in their call sign, please. For an RC. Golf, the Echo G8EEY, name is Mike. Thanks, Echo Yankee. Good afternoon, Mike. Any other rates, please, for an RC? For an RC, nothing close to the substate 7. Stations figure 7 in their call sign, please. G78, your 7 November, Hotel Hotel. Right, 7. Oh, we lost it. Afternoon, Greg, getting out, sorry, I forgot. I'm okay. Don't do that. Good afternoon to Graham, Golf 7 November Echo Hotel. Stay with me, and Dave, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, getting just happens to us all. Any other 7s, please? Any other 7s? For an LC, that's go for 6s. Stations figure 6, figure 6 in their call sign, please. G for an LC, over. Good afternoon, this is call 6, Papa Delta Echo. No traffic in and out, please, Greg. Papa Delta Echo, good afternoon, press. Hope you in and out, and hopefully. And the other 6s, please. G for an LC, over. For an LC, nothing heard, so let's go for 5. Stations figure 5 in their call signs, please go ahead. G for an LC, over. G for an LC, then we'll go straight to 4s. Stations by call sign, please go ahead. G for an LC, over. Helpful, Kilo. And Somerset, good afternoon, and in and out to Golf 4 Kilo Uniform Juliet. Afternoon, Drake. Over in G4 and RC, right, let's do some verification. Philip Golf 4 Kilo India Lima and Trevor Golf 4 Kilo Uniform Juliet. So you're both staying with me. David Golf 4 X-ray Uniform Romeo. It's a doubling on you because you're coming in from the Brandmeister side, so slightly squashed up with you in and out. Golf 4 Whiskey Quebec Bravo, G4WUDP. I just got a second. And nothing further. Are you staying with or in and out? Golf 4 Whiskey Quebec Bravo, G4. Golf 4 Whiskey Quebec Bravo. I just got long periods of silence from you then, Keith. So, unsure what's going on. I'll pause and see if anybody else decoded audio from you where I failed. Any other thoughts, please? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard. Any threes? Any stations 53 and their call signs, G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, second call, any 3, figure 3 and their call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. For an RC, let's have 2, stations figure 2 in their call sign, that includes your intermediate 2s, please call now. G4 and RC, over. For an RC, second call for any stations figure 2 in their call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, and some stations figure 1 in their call signs, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. For an RC, second call any stations figure 1, figure 1, please go ahead, over. G4 and RC, then let's have Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary. Now, G4 and RC, over. Mike 0, Tango Golf Charlie, David D7, and out, please, Craig. 0 Tango Golf Charlie, G4 RC. Good afternoon, David. You in and out, and thanks for letting me know something still working here. 0 stations, Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary. Over. Let's go from Golf 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, over. 4 and RC, second call for any Golf 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, over. G4 and RC, any UK stations who wish to call in that wish to do so, please call now. G4 and RC, over. G3Z8X, all 30 Hotel X-ray EM. Thank you. Golf 4 Whiskey Quebec Bravo, using a different channel. Is this looking? Golf 4 Whiskey Quebec Bravo, that was loud and clear last time, please, Heather. Here with it, on list. Golf 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot. The 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot. 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot. Good afternoon, Phil. You're on the list. Okay, any international vehicle stations, usually Aran and Ireland, Northern of Norway, areas of Slovakia, any of our international type. Over. G4 and RC, don't have any stations, UK or international, return to call into the RAYNET-UK activity period. Please call now, G4 and RC, over. G3Z8X, again, I don't think you are falling in and out this week. G3Z8X. Call 3 kilohertz on X-ray, sources of technology we ended up using and out, over. Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie, good afternoon to everybody. Reminded that today's net is live streamed by Graham G7NEH to YouTube today. Past live streams and recordings are always available by searching Golf 7 November Echo Hotel on YouTube. I'm still looking for some information on this week. Germany seems to have got a call sign prefixes set aside solely for emergency communications substations operated by the emergency. I'm sure I've got some more information about how they're making this work. Just be aware here the Delta Romeo 1, Delta Romeo 2 or Delta Romeo 3 prefixes with 2 or 3 letter suffixes. They with emergency communications. So first likely to come across that happening in Europe. So doing that, so Delta Romeo 1, 2 or 3 are now prefixes associated with emergencies. Looking upwards to other things, news next week that China's efforts to create a competitor network to Elon Musk's done a rocket took a stage integrating into anything from 300 to 700 trackable pieces of debris, which will over time fall back to Earth, not before conflicting with the International Space Station and the thousands of Starlink satellites being seen as an emergency resource by our user services. Anybody wants to look up Kessler syndrome to find out what happens when satellites are in a very highly shared orbit. It's not a pretty read and somebody's thing to do. Noting who have we got on this on the radio Odyssey Delta Bravo 25 Delta radio, which I got for trial, has gone interestingly deaf on 2 meters. Receives fine on FM broadcast, receives fine on UHF, nothing on 2 duration. I'm open to hearing it. And finally, I exercise took place this afternoon on KS8 call. Short notice told because without plenty of warning, not many people showed up, but there were some interesting ones. Back to some talking points. Let's go to the top of the list of Mike Golf 8 Echo Alpha Yankee for observations. G4 and RC over.
G4NRC from D8EEY. Oh, I like a bit of a lovely 25 and a bit degrees C here. high pressure in 1,021 millibars. Very good cloud cover, 7%, and slow 10 to the DR1, 2 and 3. Yeah, well, we shall see. Yes, dodgy. I believe even things like GPS, they do several moves an hour to avoid all the notified junk. But we shall see. I shall get my tin hat out just in case. From GAEEY.
Oh, Echo Yankee, G4NRC. Well, it's certainly a theme of armed forces recruitment. They have to move things around. It would be interesting. There was an awful lot of space debris up there, which is only 11 goes downwards. The Army being launched something like over 6,000 satellites so far into their little locations. Now asking everybody to please be better neighbours and make sure they have steps in place to mitigate this kind of thing happening. We'll see what happens next. Right, Graham, how many likes and views have you got so far on the YouTube? Well, 7 over Echo Hotel. See you. GRC, G78, good afternoon, Greg, and to all on the net. Obviously no figures for last week's stream because it didn't happen due to a family event. However, I'll give you this week's figures next round. But just to join into the weather club, current temperature is 26.2 degrees here in Carvin. It did max 6.3 today, and humidity is 51%. That's about it, really. Pressure is 1.5. So there we go. No rain, as we know. UV index is 5, and wind speed is. So wind speed is 1.6 mile an hour, with a maximum gust at 2.2 mile an hour. So there we go. And I'll give you some YouTube figures on the next round. G4NRC, G78. G78, G4NRC, returning at that time. Tom, you've got a new weather station without telling me you've got a new weather station. So thanks for the data. I have to admit, I'm having trouble with a little bit of red alcohol and something else, which is in the shack here, which is needs to give or take a couple of degrees. I imagine given the size of the scale. What was interesting in was electricity prices for the last 2 afternoons, sadly not, were down into the 0 to 2p mark as there was an excess of energy on the grid to be off. So I'm guessing that was down to lots of sun or lots of wind somewhere spinning the windmills. So weather will be the other thing we track more often, but it's the usual prompt that tomorrow is still forecast effectively the hottest, or is it the most humid day of the year in both. So apologies for if you down on the south coast will be in 30 or 32 degrees tomorrow. Right, next to Philip Golf 4, G4 and RCM.
CG4 KIL. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, I'm doing nothing more than reporting something that's temperature that's on the one getting 25 degrees here at the moment. 24 tomorrow it says. So anyway, there we go. Apologies for not being up on the picture yet. Although the ITR1 and it's lost. I think in the way, and unfortunately I can't make the HF one on next Wednesday either, at least I don't expect to, unfortunately, hopefully the one so I think I'll leave it at that for the moment, and let it go around. Look out.
For an RC returning. Yeah, okay. No need to do the apologies. Everybody can be on for everything, so that's not a problem. Hoping conditions are reasonable for HF today. For the short notice exercise, 20 far better than 40 metres, so conditions must be sufficiently active. Meters has gone into near vertical instant skywave mode, the subsequent reduction in range. But it's pretty nice having to use it today, but we just practice anyway. 8-1-2-3 to go. Golf 4 Kilo Uniform Juliet, G4, and I'll see you. G4 G4 AUJ afternoon, Greg and Vordias. Nice sunny day here. I don't know what the temperature is. Oh, yesterday it was about 27 now. When we looked earlier on in the shade. So this week I've been noting my suspicions from last week that I'm off the air with on Arden at the moment. GLI AR-750 seems to have finally died. I did change it out on the DMR system some time ago because I was suspicious that it was dying, but it's now gone completely, so I need to investigate what I'll do to replace that. And I think the microchip light looks like a possible replacement for that. Just to know that I'm off air on that. I went back to QO100, having sorted out ARDN out, and now I'm functioning again with FLDG and Olivia. It's working very nicely, thank you very much. That's about it from me, from G4KUJ. For KUJ, G4, okay, showing the Arden mode is cold a little bit. This week meant I put together something to make a network engineer cry. I've got two net routers of the AR300 sort, one running Arden, one running as an ordinary router, and I put together a real daisy chain of Arden into the ordinary router, which I then tethered to the mobile phone, which could then get onto the hotel Wi-Fi without annoying its security, just to try and play some tunneling back into the Arden network myself locations, so I can maybe try and do a better job of demonstrating the stuff at Zoom meetings, because it's nice to reach back into a wide sewing on, just like we did with DMR. So mostly worked. I just couldn't make the tunnel work. Tied out one end or the other in the setup, because it was getting a bit late and the meeting was too damn early. So at least I got the daisy chain working, if nothing else. Right, thanks for Kate Golf for Whiskey Quebec Bravo. You were showing as being on the correct channel, as you put it, the talk group on all of your calls until the last one. And it was still the correct channel, but I got a voice that time, so I wonder if you set up G4WQB, G4 and RC over. G4 and RC.
I was trying to test my DB6 server with the RT4, and it really doesn't work. And I think probably I've had all sorts of problems with the RT4. It seems to have a disconcerting habit of dropping the talk group for no real. The only thing I can think is that for some reason or another, the Wi-Fi signal drops, or without it, and that is what's causing the problem. So at the moment, and I'm using a radio, which is not that explains what's going on there. I have to put the RT4 in, and the question is what to do instead. And any hints as to which is good, reliable. If you can do that without compromising, or if you can use my RAYNET address to give me a clue, I would be very, very. I'm tearing my hair out with this sort of thing. I'm also on the fringes of art, on the book of words. I'm starting to read it. I've got the bits and pieces, but I want to know a bit more, because it seems quite complex. Back to you, Craig. This is before WTV.
Or with Quebec Bravo, C4, and I'll see you returning. Okay, well, see if the hive mind can come up with anything about your DV switch server issues. I tend to use have been very in the PyStar way of doing things, or American alternative. Also, that's on one of the hotspots here. Now both of them don't look like they're very maintained, but hey, rumours. I think it is one for if you can actually connect through to somebody else's systems at all, then at least you have confidence that things are working, and you can build out from that. But just running that network all on its lonesome might give what's it called, a poor customer experience. But that's possibly one for another conversation. Right, we shall handle gracefully over into Cheshire, as I asked for G4HUF to confirm whether he had a response from Staffordshire about a long distance firefight with less than a month's notice. G4HUF, G4.
This is G4HUF returning. You have to and everybody else on that. Yeah, we'd seen the email. To put it bluntly, at this moment in time, I don't want to know. It sounds quite horrible, that, but it's going to occur while I should be away, and I emphasize the word should be away, because the other bit of news that I've got, which is going to very, very challenging for me, is that Patricia is in hospital. I had to take her in on Tuesday, and basically 25 a day since the age of 16 has caught up with her. So she's got in that respect. And in fact, as soon as I finish talking to you, it's a case of yet another visit down to Wythenshawe Hospital. As a slight aside, with all this weather information going on, I've just had a quick look at this, and the latest reports they were giving is a temperature of 24, pressure of 1019, and the wind is 8 knots at degrees. So there you go. With that, unless there's anything else, Greg, to sign out on this one for obvious reasons. G0 correction, G4 in RC. This is G4HUF, over.
G4NRC returning. Okay, right, obviously, just one question then, Phil, other than passing on hopes apart and yet to do. Need to email the whole county then, like an address to you, to see what we can get. Perhaps I could probably do without this as well. I've got it's the same day. So, I'm a bit more notice. I was planning on emailing my group today. I can always add yours to the list. G4HUF, G4NRC, over.
This is G4HUF. Under the current set of circumstances, I would be very, very grateful, Greg. Over.
G4HUF, G4NRC. Okay, send yourself off to hospital and so give it our best and you'll see the email when to see what we get. Right, okay, so safe travel to HUF, short as the list by one. What else did I have? Not much more than rounds, and I can pick on anything else that pops up into my head. Golf Yankee, G4, and I'll see you.
G4 NRC from T8EY. Nothing much to add, no activities here. Nothing on the horizon. The next has got a cancelled notice against it. So it looks like it'll be September before the next one. For sunny Norfolk is 32C or above on Monday, around about 4 o'clock. 1600 hours, and 82% relative humidity. There's a massive set of storms due on Monday, but they don't seem to be coming along as far as I can see. But you never know. That would have been mostly a whole day of probability on lightning. Not good. Anyway, thanks for running the net, Greg, and probably see you next, or hear from you next week. EY, over.
Eight Echo Yankee, G4NRC. That sounds charm. Okay, see me next week. Hopefully that's the meeting I've forgotten between now and there. Because if it is, that's a different saga. Okay, and you're all everything cancelled. We summons to his next meeting, followed by some bit. So none of our youth services appear to be in hurting mood going forward into this. So they've given plenty of notice. So, yeah, I'm quite sure how we're going to resolve that one, because not a lot of voluntary sector has had any facilities in Cheshire anymore. They all recanted to Manchester. Anyway, you did remind me about flash flooding of the God. I mean, a very heavy rainstorm did cause at least flooding in an area. It seemed awfully local to me. Get past tomorrow, we'll get the storms first, is the way I think it works. We'll just take it slowly and soften the blow. Right, so please, Mike. Graham, Golf 7 November Hotel, G4, and I'll see you. I'll say thank you. 798. Yeah, okay, no problem. So this is YouTube stream viewing figures. We've had 12 views, and there are 3 viewing, and we've had 5 likes. Just a bit of a shout out on the chat to Green, November 3 Extra Uniform Sierra, who's on the live stream from Texas. So there we go. Not much else to add from me. If Phil G4HUF is still listening,
like Greg passed on and hope all goes okay. So back to you, G, for an RC, G78. G78, Golf 4, and Charlie returning. Excellent. I sent some traffic through to one of the Texas traffic reps. Never seemed to get much by way of response. It was falling down in the system. But just having him on has reminded me of something I saw the other day. There used to be an APRS interface which would allow long messages to be sent to the APRS format defined in the manual. And given in the RAYNET manual, there is now an NTS, National Traffic System link, so formal can do the system. So APRS will bridge onto the National Traffic System, or traffic system that exists with formal message handling being carried out in New Zealand, Australia and Germany, amongst other places. So if I remember that call sign for long traffic just to test the waters and see what goes on. Okay, thanks Graham, thanks for doing the stream today. With my phone signal around here, by default my phone turned off Wi-Fi calling through my poor mobile phone area, because I thought should have rolled back onto Wi-Fi calling, wasn't, it turns out the default condition. So that's now fixed, so it might be easy to speak to at least now. Okay, next to Philip final, Golf 4 Kilo and Yalima G4 and RC.
G4 and G4 Carrier. Look at my mobile phone. Yeah, first one back to you, G4 and RC.
Okay, G4 and RC. Please, Philip, thanks for coming on today. Let's type it at the same time. Next then, as we head towards the end, 2 to go, it's Trevor. Golf 4 Kilo Uniform Juliet. Just a question, Trevor, from the schedule I posted ages ago for IRU next weekend. I think I'm actually going to say, given the performance today, do bid rounds next weekend on Saturday, Sunday, or even the weekend after, because I've got slightly more opportunities now. So, Golf 4 Kilo Uniform Juliet, it's G4 and RC.
G4, okay. Yeah, okay, sessions. Comments about yes, quite interesting to get your head around it and playing with it. I certainly found was the way to find out what was going on. I did notice when I looked at the main website yesterday, a new UI has been developed, and there's an hour-long YouTube video given by, is it Ted? I can't remember his full name, but it's the English guy rather than the American guy. And it's together everything you can get on the current UI, and because it's been designed in a different way, a lot more information can be made available on it in a sort of more user-friendly way. That's worth a quick look sometime. But the original system UI will stay in place until the new one is really established and tested out. And that's expected to release sometime in August. So that's the only comment I think on and I'll dig out one of my AR 300 and see if I can get that going. Nothing further. Thanks for the running the net.
Next Sunday, next Saturday rather. That's okay with me, and I think either the Saturday or the Sunday and the weekend afterwards looks okay as well at the moment. From D4KUJ. KUJ G4NRC returning. I had some trouble today with timeouts and not waiting quite long enough before I pushed talk. Okay, interesting on the next evolution of hardware firmware. When you think about, let's try and do a video walkthrough of it, things will change. I'm also a few versions behind on some of my equipment as well. Matter because at the base level, it all still talks to each other. So I could do with a week off that I'm planning at the beginning of September to get on top of all of this and maybe bring everything up to the latest standards. So if they can finish changing things in August, that will be fantastic. Okay, again, we see a couple of emails going out to AIU later on today then, because it's just going a bit quiet. And having said all that, that's probably given Keith an excuse to keep watching and reading help files until he gets his toes back into Arden himself. But any final for you to finish off the next day, Keith? Still forward, you can wrap up G4 and RC. Oh, Whiskey, Quebec, Bravo, G4WQB, G4 and RC, over. G4WQB. Very well, the last one I couldn't figure out. With you, G4WQB. G4WQB, G4RC. I think you've got some network issues your end because your first transmission, the last transmission you gave in full was also dropped. Any finals, Keith? Golf 4, Whiskey, Quebec, Bravo, G4RC, over. G4WQB, not from me, no. G4WQB standby. Okay, Golf 4, Whiskey, Quebec, Bravo, thanks for that, Keith. In which case, we'll bring the that to close. I can see some activity kicking off down in Bristol and one of the other talk groups. When any confusion, just got Prometheus mode on, we'll bring it to a close. Thanks everybody for taking time out on a very afternoon to take part in this afternoon's net. Be careful, have a good week, and on Sunday at 1600 hours local time, I will close the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net on talk groups 23531 Pheonix and Brandmeister 23531 on RAYNET-UK, and return those talk groups happening an open net rather than a direct net. And through it all, this is Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie now closing and reverting to my normal call sign Delta Uniform Bravo.